So basically, today you went to the job center as well. You're beginning legacy. So you go to YouTube. So Namdi, today you went to the job center. Two, and it's 5 o'clock, so they're closed. So basically, remember you lost your stuff at 9th November. When I look for NHS, my care levels check. Basically, the money is Namdi. You gotta remember the money you have is 20,086 pence or 2,086 pence on that care. They can buy your property in Cambridge for sure. And then Kim can pay for it indefinitely for maybe this year, next year. But you have to today you have to formalize the Rift protocol. I won't say the Rift protocol per se. The Rift and basically Rift stage 2 parser, and then use that as a polygon system for GitHub.com/Obinexus phone call. Like the polyglot system for phone operations by blessing cluster theory, cluster modeling. Remember now the phone call repository represents written in Rift uses pattern matching and a placeholder system where the placeholders are like templates. Basically, like for example, you have like a 0 or 1 state for number, but you have a substate called a nil state, and the nil state is like no memory, no number. But the placeholder number can replace the 0 system. For example, UK number 07488229054. Very important to get that number right, because that's in your number. But you can do international phone calls plus 4407. Basically, you put a schema that's worldwide for polygon phone call system, and the GitHub the which Rift repository dash stage 222, like pipeline 222, and the two, but the first okay, it goes 001, which is like a Lexa stage for stage 1 based on gating principles. Stage 1 testing. Basically, remember the encoding schema is 000 represents Lexa stage 1. Because if the Lexa is fully working, yes, if it's stage 1 Lexa message pass, and with stage 2 represents full parser are working. Because the stage mitigation scaling principle of philosophy. So basically, you're gonna work on the Rift project. You're gonna try to buy upload your cloud application, cloud system, and then you're gonna build a Rift version 2 just for the parser. And you're gonna build a parser for phone call system based on Rift, the flexible translator. To make a plugin system for phone call. So basically, you're going to have the Rift system, maybe using Cloud AI or some other system to document it. How the system works, because the R syntax and the character matching has to have a placeholder schematic system where you can have a nil state, which the nil state represents a default IOTA state. That's not a placeholder, doesn't numerical value like a 0 or 1, represents a pattern match A to Z. This is some kind of a phone number schema, and you got to remember to research phone numbers for like universal as regular expressions, because Rift can pass phone numbers for phone call. So you have a project to do, Namdi. So your project to do, Namdi, is to have a phone call system for Rift stage 2. GitHub the code Rift stage 2. Only stage 2. 200 represents like stage 2 passing at 1 level. Maybe okay. Let me give you an example. So basically, 000 is just the default state to doing that gating. So you got 000, go Lexa 1. So if the last number is a 1, then that's the first test pass, and the second last number to last is the number 1. That's like another pass to Lexa, analytical stage, and the third pass is the pass. Basically, it's the stage bound association pipeline. So basically, based on XYZ gating. So the Lexa has XYZ states. Based on, so the X1 represents unit testing, the first Lexa pass. The second stage represents Lexa pass, Lexical pass based on placeholder schematics and the IOTA states, which is the nil state, which is default state or 0 variable or placeholder preset. Only default the system offers it. So basically, you go now. Sorry, sir, am I disturbing you? I hope so. I hope not, because I'm scared don't want to be on camera. It's kind of weird because I'm recording my voice. I'm going to do a video. I don't mind. Sorry, thank you. Have a lovely day. I hope not, because the voice is shaking. Thank you. So Namdi, so you're going to go Rift stage 1. So basically, last stage 1, actually, this last stage is 1, and the second stage is 1. and one. So basically, X, Y, Z. So the Y gates are this unit test QA gate, and has to pass the both checks, the variant cases, things that are expected by the system or input expected, and the inverse gate is just two QA measures. But they're basically true positive, true negative, false negative, which is what you're gonna ask the system. For test kit, for each problem you solve in the phone number schema. But you go need to build the phone number schema system is to develop the RIF library at stage 1 only, and stage 2, which is in QA testing, which are invariant inputs. Remember, invariant input refers to things that the system doesn't really expect, but it passes the input trail. Like this is a policy enforcer set. The policy just picks raw input, but there's an input guard. Oh, and you have to also expect dynamic static systems. Static type systems. Basically, you got static type systems, which is like things that are not object extending class like Java, which is not accepted. But the dynamic type system has to have if you're doing dynamic programming, you really need to optimize. So for Gaussian line, you have to optimize states because it goes to build Gaussian line, but you have to try to have some RIF specification to match the dynamic metrics. Like something that has like a let me give you an example now. You can remember the figures. So for example, now the t equals type any. Type unknown is a type guard. If a function has an a state or t as these are equals unknown. Since t equals unknown, type that's an unknown state. That's a static system. But you have t is unknown. That's a dynamic system. But it's a dynamic type system because if t stands for the type generic, or that type got a function or number or something, and it's unknown or any. It's saying that it is because object has a original is as of objects are dynamic that way because they can change states in their behavior. And when you remember the definition of dynamic system in your framework is that something that's dynamic is able to be mutable. That's mutable. It's because they have a structure, and the structure can be reinterpreted across two states. Because you go remember, if t equals any, the type is like a number. Type of a number string that is static because it can never change, and the computer has information about static interference. But if the computer has like a dynamic way to check it, it doesn't really have to check it other ways because the system. If you say t equals array, if it equals an array of a string and number, array of strings, type t, if it's t as is based on UML or object relationship. The problem with dynamic system, they're not really they're meant to use for optimization of continuous stuff. Basically, they divide and conquer and divide and merge. But that's something you gotta think about for Rift as well. So today, now before you go to sleep, try to update your system to ensure first of all, Rift stage 2. XYZ gating. So you go to XYZ basic coding. So that's with stage 2. The parser stage is 111. So you're gonna work in lexical analysis with the picture system. Based on some kind of gating problem reduction. So the problem can be easy to serve as the place of the schema. So you go to 1 at the end, which means like the test pass, unit test pass. Run at the next stage, which is the execution test pass. One at the third end, which is the pipeline from RIF 1 to RIF 2, which is the parser stage. So you're going to use the pattern matching or the R syntax to pass, because the R is really RIF. So basically, your goal is to have like a program that has like a GCC -L RIF RIFT maybe stage 1 RIFT dash RIFT just like a RIFT dash 111 which is a library for stage 1 bouncing. But you have to have like a way to link that library into the main component. So you have to have a core, RIFT core, and RIFT stage, RIFT pipeline, separation of cluster, so people know what to use it. But you don't want something that's messy. And you also have to have like a way to check that or two. So you have to have like a RIFT 111 and then RIFT basically the 1 becomes a 2. That means the pass is now passed. And then the 2 at the end, so basically 001 and you come 111 001 011 111, and that's the pass the lecture done. The pass lecture works intended based on whatever you're matching. Now you remember the type guard for R. Basically, all on RIFT C string spec or 6 character spec, but you can change characters. You know, you can make which characters the same thing. If you have a character limit, you can use real characters. Also, so basically, got Rift Stage 1 and 2. Now you gotta remember Rift Stage 2. Party stage. The party menu. So we go to R sometimes. So you have a int main. Let me just look at the program. Hashtag include open brackets standard.io. That's the standard the H, and then include open bracket rift stash. Whatever the stage of the pipeline is, like I'm working on this stage, rift slash core, like, you know, the core library, and you're looking at rift stage 1, like, you know, slash slash XYZ. Maybe we need some kind of template schema to resolve that, but you know, if you put like the slash x / x / y / z, like a y x z y z, maybe something like that will make a dot h, and that will be okay. I want to work on the template x y z. And then make it easy to test. The library doesn't test everything. Anyway, and then you're gonna have something like to do it like as well. So you got the XYZ schema, and then you got Lexa analysis. That's like so basically the H, and now I'll be like, oh, I have to start getting the example. So now I can start a function, find a function called say I'm using the library to do it for phone call. So I'm gonna match basically my query for phone call. You have the question to match international number schemas. Yes, no, basically you're gonna match any number in the world, like, you know, what I want to call government office. And you know, the goal of this really for the phone call library, it's a polyglot system written in Rift, pattern matching, to match any number system based on program first approach to call any library with the observer consumer model to separate your consume, so you get the right number service. But you know, it's my website obinexus.com. Remember, it's the infrastructure as a service, IaaS. Remember, the goal of infrastructure as a service, like a build new type of polyglot infrastructure, and the goal is to like match any phone number based on some schema. And you know, you can basically call any phone number. So basically, once someone has like an issue on the human ad loop website, like in the website, there's no maintenance, and they reach a dead end point. System, you can call it, and they have a ticket number, or an oral seal ticket number, or like some kind of ticket number system. The computer tracks the schema state. They get a number to the service, and can call that number with a ticket ID. And ticket number really just calls the phone number. It invokes the phone number call system, and they can call the right service. What is my number? Anything based on my business structure. So basically, that's website. So basically, you can actually use websites, UI, use the right service for your master's thesis. Basically, you're using master's this year, but you're gonna try to build a website anyway. And remember, you're gonna try to get have a bachelor degree this year as well, because you know you can do that too if you go to do that at university next year. But you know, I have to do it very carefully. So you remember, you got a hybrid directory experience system. You're gonna have to go to. You basically have to have a system that's coherently calling you. So basically, when you get a ticket number, you get to the right service with a phone call, and you know someone can call the right number, no matter the error on the page. Maybe it's a service error, maybe it's a human error. But you know, that's what we're developing here. That's the end goal. To have someone like literally call the right number to the right of one business, and like a service schema like +1 for business, +2. I don't care. But you know, that's to have like a phone number system to resolve that state. But you know, the goal is to have someone to call. So you have like 3 numbers to solve, and you have to look at your equity principle too. Because you know, no, basically a phone DAG. So when you go to a human, basically call a human or robot if you need a robot to solve it out, and then you know, go to call a human. I don't want to speak to a robot no more. But you know, if you can speak to a robot and solve it out, it's done. But a lot of people just solving a problem. One of the services. So basically, you're gonna try to set up the website for hybrid directory resources today. So you can buy your computer, your active active systems. But you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not thinking too much, Namdi. I'm just thinking like right direction. Basically, you got GUID, graphical user institute, and UID. Maybe you can have like some kind of zero knowledge authentication system for the phone call system, so you can tip in. But you can check out your Medium article, medium.com/Obinexus, which is like the Obinexus repository for polyglot phone call system. But you know, there's no documentation. The code is there. It's basically having something like yes, basically have 2 humans involved in the handling procedure. and the humans are based on peer-to-peer red-black trees. If you're of my association, because the humans are meant to go up, be better systems, reduce the problem to hand use the right system. You're not going to jump in humans without solving the problem, but you are meant to like speak to someone who knows what they're doing. So that's why the phone call system exists. It's not because you're smart, because you're phone. So basically, you're gonna have like a system that tracks states, that calls the phone call system. That if they have a ticket issue, and the ticket then goes right to service, to the service platform, and the human then fix the problem, and then they continue and they will update the website based on the login and the state tracking. We have to ensure accreditations are secured, and we have to have checkpoints like a cutoff point. Oh, this is a public service. This is a private sector public service. People have to give the right service. No leak of data. This part is zero call. So basically, you think you can start doing the process of zero call polyglot system. The word first polyglot for zero. No zero implementation. We have the conversation with Obinexus, Obinexus, which stands for heart, soul nexus, node, so that's zero. Very important now. So that will go today. So basically, you have a system that resolves itself using a diagonal graph, but also think its own problem based on what people are having. You have to have a human elite forum. And the forum is going to be intuitive. You can look at the problem, share the tickets, and see what they put. But that's the feature of the system. Not even the zero code system, not who God system. So Namdi, so that's it Namdi. You have to be very careful now. So like very important. So you have like a hitch test, and your PhD is in intelligence infrastructure. Basically, your master PhD is in infrastructure only. This is this year, but try to get how to get a bachelor degree Namdi. Because the bachelor degree in health can make it easier for you to work on children because you have a bachelor degree already. So you have a diploma. Because you don't have a diploma yet, you just have a diploma in IT. The next time is bachelor anyway, and that's low. So basically, you have to make sure you get a permit to do a social worker at stage 3. You can get yourself a house free of charge, but that's how they said they've done. So basically, I don't think this year I'm ready to go to get a bachelor because I missed my so I have to call the college, Southern College, the college I'm with, to get me my house. So she can get a house, leave, social care. Okay, now take care.